We always have a blast chatting with our guests about all sorts of different topics, but sometimes we go off the rails and dig deeper into their automotive and motorsports pasts. As a bonus, let's go behind the scenes with this pit stop minisode for some extra content that didn't quite fit in the main episode. Sit back, enjoy, and remember to like, subscribe, and support Break Fix on Patreon.
Now we're going to continue the conversation. But I want to get back to something that Tanya hit on. And that's, having to pay attention to the cars beside you and now the cars above you. Maybe we have to pay attention to the Tesla Hyperloop of cars below us too, because the ground might, fall into a sinkhole. Who knows? I learned something this month, driving in and out of the city, because I don't drive in and out of the city a lot. I despise it. It's just one of those things. And,
I always love these moments of your revelation about other people's driving, since you do it so.
Oh, yes.
Irregularly during rush hour times.
Yes. Granted, being in the DMV, we have not the worst, but if we're not the top 3, we're definitely the top 5 worst, traffic in the country. And I'm not afraid to drive on the roads because, as Brad knows, when we came up and even Tanya, you learned to drive on the beltways. It's some of the most probably dangerous roads here on the East Coast is driving around the DC and Baltimore beltways and things like that. So you just get used to it. You get used to the pandemonium and the chaos and everything that unfolds. But what I was reminded of this month, somebody said something to me. They go, it takes so much concentration to drive. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And I was actually really adamant about it. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, it doesn't take any concentration to drive. It takes massive amounts of situational awareness. And they're like, what? Oh, you're race car drivers. Yeah, you think you know everything. And I said, no, it's very Eric, simple. But hold on.
What's the difference?
The difference is really key. Concentration involves massive amounts of focus and being hyper, engaged in the one thing that you're doing. But the situational awareness actually requires you to relax, to sit back, to look, to pay attention to the things that are going on around you. And the driving part becomes second nature. And the person I was talking to was like, what do you mean that doesn't make sense? I said, it does. When you learned how to ride a bicycle, in the beginning, yes, you had to concentrate on learning the functions of riding a bicycle, but it became second nature. The balance was there, the pedaling, when to shift gears, looking at the terrain, all these kinds of things. Driving a car is the same. What happens for you on a bicycle is you need to be completely aware of your surroundings, traffic, cars, pedestrians, deer, whatever. It's the same. And so it takes massive amounts of situational awareness.
No, you don't understand. Takes a massive amount of concentration, because how do you play Wordle on your phone and sing karaoke and scratch your butt and shave and eat a Big Mac and talk on the phone with people and be expected to drive the car all at the same time? There's only so much you can concentrate at one time.
You can take Wordle out of that equation for me because I got 100% on my first try. So.
You're good to go. You're good to go. But
I'm a retired.
So to continue my rant, okay, so massive amounts of situational awareness. And here's what I observed in my sojourn to the city.
Wait, but before you continue, it takes massive amounts of situational awareness. And what do they not teach in driver education? Situational
awareness. Exactly. That's why we have HPDE, right? This is where you learn it. Driving into the city, driving into Baltimore, doing the school runs, doing all this kind of stuff, had to go to the airport, all these kinds of crazy things, whatever. I want to talk about the crazy stuff that I spotted, because driving for me is second nature, right? Shifting, and I'm driving a manual transmission car, an older car, all this kind of thing. I get an opportunity to spot things while I'm driving. It's complete lunacy, okay? This one, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting across an intersection behind some other cars, and I looked out across the intersection and I see a car sitting in the left turn lane with its wheels cocked to the left. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what this driver was doing. I don't know what they were thinking. Light turns green, turned a wheel more and drove straight into the guardrail.
Oh my God.
Hit the gas, turned right into the guardrail. And obviously the rubbernecking starts and all this kind of thing. I was like, we're going to continue on with our day. I couldn't help but chuckle, but I was kind of like, you didn't know that your wheel was turned? And then to turn like you're going to the parking spot and then just ram right into the guardrail. I was like, damn. But that wasn't the craziest thing I've seen, and probably not the craziest thing you've ever seen either on the road. Obviously, you have the school runs and all these kinds of things. I had a SUV, one of these big Tahoe suburban things, drop anchor sideways in the middle of a 3-lane road in the middle of the city, like it was a police blockade to let their kid out.
Entitled prick.
Dude, I laid on the horn, and the people next to me were looking at me like I was, I don't know, skinning a deer in public or something. They were, why are you honking the horn? He's in the middle of the freaking road, blocking all of the traffic.
You didn't understand that that's how that drop-off line works.
Yes,
apparently.
you're lucky he stopped. He didn't have to stop.
Well, he stopped short and just turned the wheel. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like
that's Ferrari's first customer for their Poodle Sangre.
God. And then again, everybody's looking at me like I'm nuts. And then I'm driving a car with an exhaust, so I barely take off. And then it's like, what is all this noise? I'm like, get out of here, right? To make matters worse, I go a couple blocks further in the city, and I hear the police and fire truck lights go off. And I'm like, oh, great. This is going to make things even more interesting now. When you hear that, you're supposed to try to get out of the way, pay attention, whatever. And I kid you not, and I can't make this stuff up, because of the blockade and the backup that had already occurred based on this drop-off line, the fire truck decided it was going to drive down the oncoming traffic like it's a freaking Schwarzenegger movie. I'm amazed people didn't crash, because there's cars everywhere and people are freaking out. And the fire truck goes barreling down the middle of the 3 lanes on the other side. And I'm just like, I'm in crazy town. I don't know what to do right now. Like, I'm like thinking to myself, is this a regular thing? Like, does this happen normally? Like, I'm not used to this out in, rural areas where it's like backcountry roads and you're doing overland. We have fire trucks. We have stuff happen, whatever. What? I mean, I'm expecting it to unfold like Fast and the Furious, where suddenly a car is going to hit another car and do a barrel roll, and there's going to be an explosion. And I'm like, I thought I was on a movie set. I'm like, this is unreal. And so it got me thinking, right? And my blood pressure is like through the roof at this point, because I'm just like, and people they don't know what's going on. They're not paying attention. And inevitably, there's always somebody with like a 2-year-old Lexus that has their phone up to their chin. For the love of God, please somebody explain to me. Bluetooth has been available in vehicles since 2008. I have Bluetooth in my car. It's a 2003. I do not put the phone up to my chin ever. My hands are on my steering wheel or on my shifter. I don't understand. Brad, would you like to comment? Because I know you have feelings about this, about the Bluetooth situation.
What the fuck? Are you so stupid that you can't figure out how to just fucking connect? You can sit there and play fucking Wordle on your phone, and you can, listen to Spotify. I don't know who pisses me off more. Is it the people that hold their phone in front of their face? They're the people that do that to talk on the phone. They're the people that face the phone towards them so they can FaceTime. Those people are fun. Then there's the people that have their earbuds in so they can't hear what's going on around them. Again, situational awareness isn't just seeing with your eyes, but it's hearing, all the things that are going on in traffic. Maybe they would have heard that fire truck coming down the road at them on the other side of the road. Oh my God.
It boggles my mind.
Well, the best is like,
go to the dealer and have them show you how to connect to the Bluetooth. My only thinking is maybe it was a rental car.
No, because every Lexus,
security.
Well, first of all, there's no Lexus rental cars unless you're doing like Hertz Elite or whatever it is. And if it was a courtesy vehicle, it would have said courtesy, blah, blah, blah on the back, because every Lexus dealer does that. I've never seen one that doesn't do that. But I don't get it. I can't say anymore that the technology befuddles these people, because they all have smartphones. It's not like they're on a StarTAC or on a Razor or a Zach Morris phone. And it's like, we just gave fire to the cavemen. They got a goddamn iPhone. They know how to use it. Make the Bluetooth work. put the phone down. If nothing else, I don't care if you have a conversation in the car. It's no different than if you and I are not talking for 11 hours going to the National Corvette Museum. But the point is, why are you holding the goddamn thing in front of your face? And the FaceTime thing is legit. But what I thought was even more comical, and at first, I thought this one dude on the highway in the morning was like, he was FaceTiming, but you know what he was really doing? Because I figured it out.
Was he shaving?
No. He was using his phone.
I've seen that too.
Yeah, no, that's shaving. Man, they were doing that.
Shaving and using your phone as a mirror.
Oh, that's a good one. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. This was better because I laughed. So when you're driving east in the morning, the sun is where?
Oh my God, he was using it as sun visor.
Boom! You got it. He put the phone up to block the sun instead of putting the sun visor down.
I mean, okay. I will put my hand up as a sun visor because at my height, sitting in my car,
I don't have
the sun visor at certain half-hour windows or whatever during the day, it doesn't. The sun visor is useless. It's not blocking anything because the sun's coming right at me. So I will hold a hand up. But why the hell would I hold my phone up?
Because it's always
your phone is surgically affixed to your hand.
Oh, okay.
You cannot put it down.
My phone's in my pocket on silent when I'm driving. So
the phone stuff, I mean, I don't even know that the cops like bother anymore. It's like, whatever. I mean, I've almost come to accept it. It's like everybody's on their phone in their car. I personally, it's like, do not call me when I'm in the car. I will not text you. If I'm in a car that it does have hands-free and I've got the thing on the steering wheel, I'll hit the button and answer the phone, but I'm not going to dial you. I'll, I don't even want to glance at it. It's like, I want to pay attention to what is going on around me because of all the other crazy people that are on the road. But it also got me thinking, normally I could be out and about with my Jeep and I'm probably the same height as everybody else on the road. But this time I spent a lot of time with an older vehicle driving in and out of the city. And I used to joke all the time that, even the Jeep, I'm invisible. I don't know why people don't see me. It's like, whatever. I don't know. It's a hippopotamus. I don't know how you can miss it. But in the Golf, I started to realize that I felt really small on the road compared to all the big trucks and the SUVs and even the Teslas and stuff like that. And I mentioned the I-Pace and the Maverick and all these cars that I spotted. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm in a station wagon. It's not really that small. So it got me thinking. I noticed some things. The newest pickup trucks are really big and they look really big against pickup trucks that were already big. And I don't know if it's lift kits or whatever, but like the newest Silverado is massive, absolutely massive. And what dawned on me is when I looked at the mirrors on the new Silverado stood up almost 8 inches from a Tundra that was next to it. And that got me thinking, Brad has a Tundra. So I came home and I measured my car. I wanted to know how tall it was. My car, though it is lowered 2.5 inches from stock, which that was a lot back in the early 2000s. You lowered your car 2 inches. Woo! That was a lot. It measures 53 inches at the tallest point, right above the driver, basically, where the roof starts to slope back, 53 inches. So that's just under 4.5 feet tall. So I asked Brad, what's the belt line on your Tundra?
51 inches.
And where does that measure to?
The bottom of the window.
Your mirrors are right about that point too, right?
The mirrors for most vehicles, yeah, is right about the bottom of the mirror is the bottom of the window, okay. Just about.
So if I'm behind you, probably a really solid chance you can't see me. And if I'm next to you and have your phone in your face, you don't see me either, right?
Well, so if you have your mirrors adjusted correctly, you can still see, but for the most part, yes, you're correct. You're not. And it
also dawned on me that the new Fords, I think those double mirrors, the ones that hang down, aren't just for blind spot and trailering. It's because the belt lines are so high. I think it's probably difficult to see other vehicles. But I also thought about it. My station wagon of normal cars that I have is not my lowest car. It got me actually really concerned that if I take my 914 on the road, I will be completely invisible. And here's the reason why. I measured it. At its tallest point, which is a very, very significant point on the vehicle, it measures 43 inches tall. I am basically on the ground. I want to put it in perspective. A GT40, the reason it's called a GT40 is it's 40 inches from its tallest point to the ground. 914 is only 3 inches taller, which is 10 inches lower than the wagon, which is already hard to see. The car is going to disappear. So immediately I started to feel for every Miata driver on the planet, because you can't see these cars, and the belt lines just keep getting taller and taller and taller. And I'm just like,
then go to somewhere like Texas where everybody's got a monster truck and suddenly their bumper is literally in line with your head.
Yeah.
In a Golf.
Yeah.
Because many a time have I turned my head, looked out my window and go, dang, that's the license plate I'm staring at on the bumper. If I got T-boned, I would die.
Yeah, there's
I would get hit in the head.
Yeah, no crash protection at that point. You're just relying on the pillars to hold the car together at that point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like if I was ever T-boned by one of those, I no doubt in my mind I'd be dead. There's no way. I'd have a bumper straight into my skull.
So we should start wearing our helmets when we go out on the road.
Well, then people say, well, see, you need an SUV. You'd be safe. Well, what if everybody didn't have giant SUVs? Then we'd all be safe, huh?
But that puts it in perspective too. Even when I'm in my Jeep, that newest Silverado is so high up. It's above the belt line of the Jeep. It's so big. Like, I just don't understand. And it's that model, Brad, you know which one I'm talking about. It's the latest one where the front end is basically completely square. It's like the modern square body. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it what Kerwin just got?
Yeah, it's freaking huge. And I'm like, I just do not understand. Now, man, maybe the one I saw, it could have been lifted. It didn't look like it. I didn't see anything because I'm literally like sitting underneath of it. I didn't see anything aftermarket or out of place. So I'm kind of like, all right, whatever. But I'm like, good God. And then next to the Tundra that was at the traffic light, I was like, the Tundra looks small. And the Tundra is not a small truck, right? It's a full size. I'm like, holy smokes. I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe it's not that they don't use their mirrors, or it's that I don't show up in their mirrors, but there's still a very high probability that nobody uses their mirrors when they're on the road.
And that's a good point. You know what? Musk is a freaking genius. He didn't put mirrors on the Cybertruck. Why waste the money putting mirrors when nobody uses them?
Exactly. But that is a very valid point, and it's something else I wanted to bring up. I thought about that too, because there's a lot of Teslas in the city and stuff, and electric cars and things like that. And it dawned on me, the fully autonomous thing with all these cameras, and say we don't have mirrors and the cars are driving themselves, the government's going to step in at some point and say, these cars need to be regulated. The speeds need to be regulated. They need to abide by the rules of the road, right? Which is going to have a twofold effect. People are going to be really pissed off that they have to drive everywhere at 55 miles an hour. But what's also going to happen, this is a little bit of my crystal ball coming out, is every one of these cars is equipped now with 360-degree view cameras and whatnot. And you're driving by in your Tundra, gas-powered, or your old Volkswagen, and suddenly now we don't need to worry about the speed traps and the police. These camera-equipped vehicles are the new traffic patrol because they're doing the speed limit. If you're passing them, you're breaking the law. So it's like that episode of Sequest where Captain Bridger was riding his motorcycle and they scanned his license plate, when he was going too fast. They go, oh, we just deducted $500 from your account, Captain Bridger. Have a nice day. I know this is like total conspiracy theory. It got me a little bit concerned that how is this world going to work when there's this mixture of all these cars, old, new, classic, and camera enabled and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be nuts. Things I also learned or reintroduced to was that putting on your turn signal is not the indication that you want to change lanes. It's the indication that the person in the lane next to you should suddenly accelerate and close the door.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. That's why you do not put your turn signal on until the moment at which you can precisely change lanes. And then you flick it on and off and then you change fucking lanes.
I don't get it. But it also made me realize, and I don't know if it's because of COVID or because traffic has changed, or maybe it's because doing high performance driving, people get on you, oh, well, high performance drivers are aggressive. Blah, blah. No, we're not. Actually, I think we get it out of our system. The speeds on the roads are way high, like too high.
I will attest to having left the area for a number of years and coming back. And it is an insanity it did not used to be. People are buck wild for like no reason. I mean, a road that's limited at 55 miles an hour by sign, you're getting passed doing 70. And it's like, what? I already shouldn't be doing 70, but I'm being passed like I'm doing 55. Are you people all nuts?
There are so many people that I see doing triple digits on the road. It's not even funny.
The best part about that, though, is first of all, nobody has any situational awareness. So
Nope.
Nobody knows what anybody else is doing.
Nope.
There's the speed disparity and the variety of speeds on one road, on a 4-lane road, the Beltway. In the right lane, you'll have somebody going 55. In the second to right lane, you'll have somebody doing 70. In the second to left lane, you'll have somebody doing 40. And in the left lane, you'll have somebody doing 120, all on the same road at the exact same spot. How the fuck does that work?
It doesn't. And you know what else happens? And I saw it even today. And it happened multiple times. There's somebody that's super gung-ho. Everybody's already flying. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? I want to conserve some fuel. I put the cruise control on. I'm rocking, whatever, going along to the beat of the car or the radio. And somebody goes blazing by you. And I immediately get this grimace on my face because I've had my eyes up the whole time. I'm looking at all the traffic. I can see the pockets ahead. Even today, this guy flies up in this BMW at least $120 and ends up planted behind a truck because he can't see the traffic. And here we come and just go right by him because the line in the right lane was moving more consistently than when he was weaving in and out of traffic and then got stuck behind this truck. The reason we were in this mule train in the right lane to begin with was because we couldn't get around the truck by ourselves. So it's just, and I've seen other things too, where people they fly up and then suddenly they don't look ahead and they got slam on the brakes. And that's how people get rear-ended. It's just because they don't have their eyes up. They have either their eyes in their phone or in their crotch or wherever the hell it is. And it's like we always say, you got to slow down to go faster. But part of that is being aware of what's going on. Look at the traffic. And what bugs me about it all is it's not even the highways where there's room to move. It's when you get into the city. I should have been a drinking game. I don't know how many times I said out loud to myself, you people drive these freaking roads every day and you don't know what lane you need to be in. You don't know where you don't know where the traffic pattern is by now. It's like on certain sections, you're like, this is the kid drop-off lane. Why the hell are you sitting in the right lane?
Those are my favorite people who do shit like that. I'm like, why are you in this lane? This lane backs up. Like, it's like when you're going 95 north to get to 695, the left, you have to be in the left lane as you approach because it's a left exit ramp. The number of people that effing sit in the left lane who aren't taking the ramp and then cause like backup, it's like incredible. I'm like, and then the lane next to it's open. Like, why are you in this lane clogging stuff? Move over. Do you not know? Never mind.
No, you know what it is? It's because you can't use your turn signal. They don't know how to merge. They can't judge speed.
There's a lot of people that have very interesting drive. So I am 100% a cruise controller. I cruise control in traffic.
Yes.
I am like that much of a cruise controller, like traffic, like congested traffic. I will be cruise controlling. Like I have gotten like to that level in my cruise control ability. It's ridiculous a little bit, but any moment even like as traffic's slowing down, I'm like cruise control still on. I'm adjusting. It's great. I am self-driving. All right. So I'm very much try to be constant speed. I might change lanes a lot, but I'll change lanes under cruise control. So it's like I'm negotiating, paying attention, like, okay, yes, I can make this move or no, I can't, depending on the other traffic. But there are some people that their literal driving style, if you've noticed, because you can watch them, they will sit behind you and you're like, go around me. Like, why are you like, get off me?
Yeah,
the lane's open. If you've observed these people, and it's a lot of people that do this, I don't understand why you would do this. You change lanes. They speed up, but they speed up till the point that there's another car and then they sit behind that car.
Yes, I have seen that. It's the weirdest phenomena. And that's my point again.
And then, because then like 2 minutes later, I'm like, bye, I'm passing you because you refuse to change lanes. And I haven't changed my speed because I'm still on cruise control.
Because
And
about the
I'm back in
law
front
of
of you again.
averages. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so nuts. And and Jeremy Clarkson said it a long time ago that a lot of fuel mileage and all that stuff is all about what you do with your right foot. And if you're doing all this speed up and slow down shit, you're making it worse. It's all about the law of averages. So you're not hyper miling where you're like putting it in neutral and all that crazy stuff that some people do, but being consistent. Even if you're doing 10 miles over, I don't advocate for speeding, right? But let's just say you do the speed limit or you're going with the flow of traffic and you keep it that 65 miles an hour, you're still doing a mile a minute rather than 30 seconds and then 2 minutes a mile and then changing your speed. You're all over the map. The law of averages is always going to win in that case. Keep it consistent. You're going to consume less fuel. You're going to get there at the same time, if not probably sooner, and have less just anxiety and stress about driving. Just chill the F out.
And if you were that in a hurry that you're running late, is your excuse to why you're like being a total tool down the road? Leave 5 minutes earlier. Don't want to hear this excuse.
It makes all the difference in the world too. The time at which you leave and when, I get it. Shit happens, accidents happen, whatever. The other thing that people are not good at, which is the opposite of what you're talking about, because it's pretty much what you describe as an on-off switch. There is a vehicle, I will drive to it and stop. And then there's another vehicle, I'll drive to and stop. They can't judge speed. Merging is one of the most insane things that still drives me nuts since I started driving.
And there's no excuse in the year 2022 with the level of car that you can buy right now, because I can still get into my 1985 Audi, and I promise you, I will never have a problem merging onto any road. And at best, I'm going to do 120 horsepower on that thing on a downhill with like a tailwind of a hurricane behind me.
Exactly.
Those people doing 70, 80, 90, 100, 120 miles an hour on the road, when it comes to merging, they're afraid of their accelerator pedal.
Right?
So why do you buy these big honking V8s and V whatevers? You never press the gas pedal. What a freaking waste.
So scared of the gas pedal when they're merging. It's ridiculous.
Let me give you a top tip, people. Merging is really simple. As soon as the wheels are perceived straight, slam on the gas. It's that easy, and pull into traffic. Okay.
But also get your eyes up and look at the cars ahead of you.
No shit. Judging speed, like let's be real. Okay. On the highway, outside of the people that are doing 120 miles an hour, that they are there. I mean, it is unreal the number of people that are driving that fast. It's mostly minivan drivers, I've come to determine. But let's just say the average speed on the Baltimore Beltway, as an example, is 70 miles an hour. That's not the posted speed limit, but let's just say it's 70. What speed do you need to accelerate to match the speed of moving traffic? This is not a high school math problem where a train leaves Phoenix and leaves Boston, and what time will they meet in St. Louis? The answer is 70. Okay,
45.
Get to 70 miles an hour.
No. The answer is be at 45, but then suddenly slam on the brakes and come to a complete stop in Pennsylvania.
At the end of the lane, at the end of the on-ramp, slam on the brakes, even though there's 4 car lengths of space for you to merge into. You get to the end, you slam on the brakes.
Let me give you another hot take, okay? Because this is something they don't teach you in driving school. It's something that I could teach you in about 10 seconds at the racetrack. I want people to practice this. I've said this a million times. 95% of all off-ramps, A, are fun, but B, are designed to be late apexed. Now, if you don't know what that means, and you're listening to this podcast, I don't know what to say, but for those that don't know, go look up what a late apex is, go watch videos of what it is. What I'm trying to tell you is stay left. Most off-ramps are to the right, stay left, go in a little deeper. You don't have to late brake late or anything like that. But if you take the curve slightly wider and pitch the car in, you will naturally accelerate out of the ramp and begin to build speed safely. You will not fly off the road. It is actually worse if you try to hug the curbing on the ramp. Okay, I don't know how to stress this. 99% of all ramps are designed to be late apex. I can't tell you the number of people that, and it's hilarious, especially guys that you see on the road. And if you're driving something unique or that makes noise or whatever, and they come up on you, because there's those guys too, right? I got my Ford V8. I'm going to show you on this off ramp. I will literally go in an off ramp with a 200 horsepower station wagon, not brake, and I will never see these people again. And that comes also from driving experience. But the fact of the matter is, if you learn to control the momentum, if you understand the ramp, I don't need 500 horsepower to outrun you, especially on an off ramp. Practice. But that requires you to put your freaking phone down and drive the car. Speeds are up. People don't look. People don't merge.
I feel like we've got a t-shirt design here. Speeds are up, competence is down.
But on top of that, I want to end with one thing, and I kind of alluded to it earlier. Speeds are up, confidence is down, competence is down, situational awareness. Forget that noise. Let's
never
play,
existed.
Yeah, let's just play Wordle on our phones. The morning. So yes, we understand now that we can use a cell phone to block the sun as we're driving.
God, I learned something new today.
Yeah, your car comes equipped with sun visors. And they make these really cheap things called sunglasses. You can buy at pretty much any 7-Eleven or Walmart out there.
Forgo the Starbucks one morning and buy a pair of sunglasses.
Okay, because I am absolutely convinced that when people drive into the sun, that the back of their retinas catch on fire as if they were a vampire. Okay, there is... The road that you drive every day did not suddenly fall into the center of the earth. Okay, people, please. Here's a technique.
The same thing at sunset.
Oh my God, I get it. Some people have issues, whatever. You got to wear glasses and prescription Coke bottles and whatever else. There's a simple trick. Lower your eyes a little bit. Divert your eyes. Focus on something on the edge of the road or a paint line. What do you do in bad weather when you can
sit
hardly see?
up more if you're
change your
sun visor.
I was going to say change your seating position.
Use like this, like your hand as if you have a baseball cap on, for goodness sake.
Again,
I don't. You guys are speaking foreign languages to me because I don't have any of these sun problems that you all.
No, you don't.
You're like Superman. I had absorb the rays.
I had this happen actually at sunset because and people, and it was very aggressive, like right at your eyes. And I'm like, okay, whatever, like big deal. But everyone was like slamming on the brakes, and I changed lanes over. Unfortunately, I anticipated that the person was going to be slowing down, but they ended up dropping anchor a little bit quicker than I was expecting. So I had to bail out the lane again. But it was just like, and I bailed out the lane, and the lane I bailed into was empty. So I was like, bye. Kept going at the speed limit while everybody else was stopping for no reason. But it was just like, are you all freaking kidding me? Like, why are we stopping 3 lanes of traffic right now for the sun?
Yeah, it's insane. The road doesn't change. And to your point about people passing on the shoulder, I saw that. I saw people passing.
Oh, I didn't pass anybody on the shoulder.
No.
That's not what I was saying.
No, I saw people passing on the shoulder. I saw people passing in the merge lane, not even caring if people are coming down the ramp. They just get in the shoulder and just drive down the merge lane without looking. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, so much idiocracy. But I think the thing that really took the cake today, and it ties it back to something we talked about last month, which deals with idiot drivers on the road. Today, as a matter of fact, both my wife and I witnessed somebody backing up on the road. Instead,
like the highway.
Yeah. So, but the best part is, it made me think again, because it happened while I was in the city multiple times. I also come to realize that people have become so technologically dependent, they don't know the back roads anymore. They don't know the neighborhood roads, nor
that's a good thing.
But nor are they willing to even bother. And here's what's annoying, and what I want to bring up. You're causing more issues by blocking the second left lane to try to force yourself into the turn lane instead of going down 2 blocks, making a left, and making a right, and ending up on the same road. And there's stuff like that too, where there were people that would just want to make a U-turn in the middle of traffic to get to the other side. And I thought to myself, I know where all these roads go. I don't need my GPS. I don't need my phone. But if you think about how a GPS is designed to work, it's like mail routes. It puts you on the side of the road of where your destination is. And so all the turns you take, it might seem ludicrous, is to get you to that destination without having to impede the flow of traffic. So if you think that way, it might be smart to go around the block for a change instead of trying to force yourself in the middle of traffic and make a U-turn and then cause everybody and their brother to be, completely pissed off at you, myself included. There's a lot of lessons learned over the last month of driving in and out of the city. And I think the biggest one is I never want to do it again as long as I live, but I know that I can't fulfill that promise, and it is what it is.
My favorite are the people that pull up too far in the turn lane. The light turns red. They put their car in reverse to back up so that they're not blocking the traffic from the people that are coming. Then they forget that their car's in reverse and the light turns green, and then they punch the gas. They rear end you because you're directly behind them. Then it's your fault because they backed into you because you were the person behind it. That's fun.
That never happens.
And also people that walk this happened to me. You know what really grinds my gears? People that walk down the middle of the road when they're looking at their phone and I'm driving up and I stop in the middle of the road and they don't see me and they keep walking and looking at their phone and walking and looking at their phone and getting closer and getting closer and getting closer until they're like 2 feet from the truck. And then they look up and they're like, oh my God.
Well, that's because they've been playing. They've been
almost hit me, you asshole.
Yeah,
they're looking for their Pokemon.
And that's what I was gonna say. They're playing Pokemon Go. That's what the whole problem is.
She's playing Pokemon Get the Fuck Run Over.
Right. It was called Frogger in our days, Brad. It's called Frogger. So I'm going to end my rant on that. But if you have other things that you'd love to rant about, we'd love to hear about it. So feel free to post on our right here at the tail end of our Patreon minisode on Patreon, because there's always a good story out there when you're talking about crazy people on the road.
Whew, man. All right.
We hope you enjoyed another awesome episode of Break Fix Podcast, brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or get involved, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Grand Touring Motorsports. And if you'd like to learn more about the content of this episode, be sure to check out the follow-on article at gtmotorsports.org. We remain a commercial-free and no annual fees organization through our sponsors, but also through the generous support of our fans, families, and friends through Patreon. For as little as $2.50 a month, you can get access to more behind-the-scenes action, additional pit stop minisodes, and other VIP goodies, as well as keeping our team of creators fed on their strict diet of Fig Newtons, gummy bears, and Monster. So consider signing up for Patreon today at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. And remember, without you, none of this would be possible.